I'm Wade.
Creed.
And welcome to Slightly Mediocre, where we do things half-assed because we just don't care.
Hey, that's how we are. But hey, happy Thanksgiving. This is our holiday special for Thanksgiving, little season of giving.
Yeah. Before we start with our episode, what are you thankful for? We're gonna do that thing that everyone does, or mostly everyone does at the dinner table and the turkey and everything. Yeah. What are you thankful for?
A little cliche, but it's been a year. This past year has been lots of ups, lots of downs. So I'm thankful for my family, my friends. Good friend here, good Wade friend. They've always stuck by me, and I'm happy that they're always there, and they know I'm there for them. So I'm just thankful that I got a good circle of people to be, support and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
How about you, Wade?
Well, I am thankful for the fact that I have a new job. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
I'm finally out of retail.
There we go. Free man.
Yeah. I'm thankful for the fact that, I have my great viewers and comments and everything.
Please comment.
Yeah, please comment. Otherwise, it's going to be very awkward when this actually airs.
We wouldn't even mind if someone puts first, that's like...
yeah, that's cool, old school...
We don't care.
Yeah, old school middle school stuff when you're you're talking with your buddy, you're like, first. Or even a smiley emoticon, that's fine too. Or a frowny one.
No, you know what, put a dank meme on the comments below.
It needs to be hella dank.
Hella, and then just, let us know what you're thankful for. But anyway, back to the holiday special. We're both thankful for everything. We're thankful for y'all sticking around.
We're thankful for friends.
Film number. Thank you, sir. This is what? Video number what?
This is. I want to say video number 15.
There we go. We're on a roll.
We've been doing this for almost 3 months now. 4 months now.
Yeah, so, thank y'all for sticking around. Please stick around for Season 2.
Season 2? Because we're pros.
Yeah, we're moving up.
Yeah, we have mics and everything. And even a great recording space, a.k.a. my garage.
Please send us stuff to add to the beautiful wall behind us.
Yes, please. I mean, obviously we have the Got Aliens sign that I got in Roswell. We have the one-way sign. You guys can't see it, but in Sharpie here, it's written or another. But it's pointed to me because I am all-knowing. But please send us stuff that we can put up on the wall.
Yeah.
And also, hide this box and stuff that's back here.
Yeah, storage space. But, so our focus for this episode is, feel-good films. Films you want to watch with your family, your friends that, make you feel good, help, look at life in a different perspective, and be thankful for things.
Yeah, and maybe you just had a crappy day at work or a crappy week at work. Yeah. You got some time on the weekend or on your day off if you work retail. I know that feeling. It's okay. You just pop one of these movies on, and I bet you'll be feeling fine.
Oh yeah.
In a matter of time. That rhymes.
There we go. Please stop.
That's the next platinum hit, bro.
Oh, goodness. So to start us off, I'm going to talk about Forrest Gump, one of my favorite films of all time. Mm-hmm. There we go. Good film. So with Forrest Gump, y'all... I hope all y'all have seen Forrest Gump. If y'all don't know what Forrest Gump is, you need to rent that, buy it, watch it, stat.
For sure.
That's a national treasure right there. So this film, tells the life of, young Forrest Gump, shows him growing up from a little boy to a young man to a middle-aged man, and he just has the best luck of anyone I've ever seen. He just goes through life, and the best part about it is that he's not boastful about it, but he's very thankful for it, and he just goes along with it, and he meets all these cool people, does all this cool stuff, gets a lot of money, and just always someone that we kind of aspire to be. But one thing I took from the film was you always, focus on your friends, your family, work hard. It's kind of cliche, but good things will happen to those that wait. So
so one thing I noticed. I've seen Forrest Gump obviously as a child and young adult and everything like that. I've seen Forrest Gump recently, back in junior year of high school, way back in the day. I had to actually do a project on Forrest Gump. because if you watch the movie and you're into history, like there's a lot of history in that movie.
That's one thing I like.
You have Elvis in it. You have the civil rights movement. You have U.S. presidents. You have
Vietnam War.
Vietnam War. You have the New Age revolution that happened in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
You have all this stuff happening. Kind of in the background though. Like the obvious main focus is Forrest.
Yes.
And it's really interesting to see the dynamic of how Forrest just kind of lives his life.
Yeah.
And as you said, he's not boastful about it. He's not boastful about his luck. He's not, I don't think
he even knows about his luck. He just thinks like, oh, this happened.
Yeah. It's just, just kind of going with the flow. It's the epitome of going with the flow and not letting anything get to you, not holding anything against anyone, not holding grudges, not doing any of that stuff. Just kind of living your life as it was meant to be,
Working
just
hard. And
just doing your thing. And, watching this movie as a young kid, it's just like, whatever, that's cool. There's some cool aspects. It's kind of a boring movie. Watching this movie as a young adult, like early teens, mid-teens, it was really interesting to watch because you start thinking about it and you're kind of thinking of, what if I was to start living my life this way?
Oh, yeah.
And then, as a young adult, in your early 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, you watch it and you're like, wow, I don't want to say you have regrets, but you kind of rethink of how you've been living your life.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I can't talk for, early 30s, mid-30s, late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, etc. because, I'm not that old, obviously.
He's 80 years old.
I feel that old, but I'm not that old. But, it is one of those movies that really gets you in your feels.
Yeah.
You do think about it. You do obviously have the romantic aspect of it
with
all.
Jenny and all that.
Yeah, Jenny. But, you also have the just general history of it all and, how he kind of just meanders through life.
Yeah. And another feel-good film we want to talk about is Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting, yes.
Another film that y'all should watch. It's a bit more serious than Forrest Gump. Like, Forrest Gump had serious parts, but it was mainly kind of like, had a lot of comedy. Like, if you watch it more and more, you pick up on things that you missed. Good Will Hunting is a bit more serious. It's... Well, when was it set in? Like,
It was set in the late, like, kind of mid-90s, I guess.
Yeah. Want to talk more about it? The way you what you thought about it?
Yeah, Good Will Hunting is a solid movie. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
It's one of their first films.
Robin Williams. Yeah, it is one of their first movies together. You see, they're just some good old boys from the Boston area. They're sitting there just kind of meandering through life again. And then next thing you know, Good Will Hunting, or Will Hunting. Is not
well,
good.
We love the title. The title's like a pun.
Yeah, Will is just some janitor, and then he ends up seeing this equation on the board, and spoilers for anyone who's seen it, obviously. But he ends up seeing this equation on the board at Harvard, and was it Harvard or MIT? I think it was Harvard. But he ends up solving this equation, no problem, and just ends up being a genius for the most part. Gets a scholarship, talking through some issues with Robin Williams. A great performance by Robin Williams.
Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace. This was also the time that Robin Williams was doing the Dead Poet Society, Dr. Patch. I think Patch Adams.
Yeah, Patch Adams. Great film.
Yeah. This was kind of when he was doing his feel-good films. But the main thing about Matt Damon and Robin Williams is that there's obviously a chemistry there, and it obviously works. The ending, it was, I don't want to say it was a happy ending, but it was almost melancholy. Like it was good. Don't get me wrong. Like it was a solid ending. It was a happy. Everyone kind of made out the way they needed to make out. But the other thing is it's like, he just left. He didn't tell his friends or anything like that. And it ties into the rest of the story. You need to watch the movie to fully encapsulate it, and, understand it all. But the main thing is Ben Affleck. He's sitting there and he's just being a good friend to Matt Damon. And then next thing you know, Matt Damon's just gone after talking to Robin Williams and everything like that. But it was an amazing movie. It kind of ties in with the era of movies like I said earlier, Dead Poet Society, Finding Forrester, Patch Adams, everything along those lines. Yeah. Solid movie. And, if you are emotional, it will definitely make you tear up, if not cry.
But you do feel good in the end. That's the main thing.
You do. You like, it might not have the ending you expect, but it is an ending where you're just like, I'm glad, good for him, kind of thing.
You got closure. So, like, when you talk about feel-good films, I think you can't really talk about that genre or that style of films without bringing up any of the Pixar or Disney films in general. Finding Nemo. There's sad parts, but in the very end, it's all about, that's what our family films. Yeah. So this is for the younger crowd, but what's special about it, especially with The Incredibles or these films that are coming out now, we've grown up with watching these films. So when we were little, we saw them. And now that they're coming out with sequels, we're all flocking to the theaters and we want to see them, see how they are. And it's weird because, you see all these young adults and, people of, older age watching these supposedly kid films. But what's great about them is that they're also kind of geared towards adults. So that's the good part. And, when you we went to the theaters to see The Incredibles 2. Mm-hmm. And, I think the ratio between young adults to little kids was
And we saw it. So we caught a late showing, meaning that we didn't want to have a bunch of kids in the theaters interrupting us. But the other thing is that theater was still packed, even though we went late. We went at 11 o'clock showing or
and it was
11.
in the next town over too.
Yeah, it was like a 30-minute drive away. Granted, in Texas, a 30-minute drive is nothing. No, yeah. I tried driving to Dallas and, jeez. But the thing is, we went to go see the sequel, and the thing is, you look at sequels, they don't really get, they get a lot of people in the door, but they don't get a lot of people who are happy with them. Yeah. And, we've been waiting, 12 years for The Incredibles 2 sequel, and finally it came out. Oh, yeah. Everyone was so stoked. And even in the opening of the movie, you got Samuel L. Jackson, coming up, and he's like, sorry y'all been waiting 12 years, but here you go. It's going to be a great movie when it starts off like that. And you got the actors, the voice actors obviously, but you got the voice actors coming in and being like, I'm sorry it had to be this way, but to put out a great movie, you got to wait 12 years. But here you go. And it's just, it was an amazing movie.
Yeah, it was a great film, a great sequel. Sometimes, sequels are subpar to the original film. Whenever they have a sequel, it's not to the same standard. But with they're all part of Disney now. Heck,
yeah, but the Pixar is a little different than Disney. Yeah, Pixar will keep off to its own thing there.
Beat of the drum. Yeah.
I think any company founded by Steve Jobs needs to kind of stick off to the side. Granted, I'm an Apple fanboy. Apple, if you want to sponsor us, that'd be great. We use your computers. I use your iPad. I use your iPhone. He has an iPad. We'd be down for some sponsors.
Free swag would be nice.
Yeah, swag. My phone is dying, and iPhone X would be great. Yeah. But besides the point, Pixar is kind of its own realm of movies. I don't think it follows in with the Disney movie. Yeah. Because if you think about it, they're kind of pioneers with the whole 3D animation. Oh, yeah. And just really, you look at some of the early movies that they did, Bug's Life, Toy Story, the originals, and then you look at some of the newer ones that they're putting out. I mean, animation-wise, sure, it might have developed a little bit, but overall, it's still the same formula you're looking at.
Back in the day, compared to what else was being pushed out, their films were always really good quality, and the animation was really on point.
Yeah, and they always had really good actors, voice actors in there. Yeah. Toy Story, Tim Allen. You got what? Tim Allen, Tom Hanks. Oh yeah. And you're looking at Monsters Inc. You got some really great guys in that. Guys and gals. Yeah. In The Incredibles, same thing. You got Samuel L. Jackson. Come on. Granted, he's in every movie, but that's besides the point. But the thing is Pixar. If you're looking for a movie to watch that is going to have a good, feel-good ending, You gotta watch a Pixar movie.
Oh yeah, you just pop those into the player and or put it on a streaming device. When you're having a bad day, it'll cheer you up.
Yeah.
Something good to watch right before bed or something.
Yeah. And there's some movies out there that people might not like. Like I know a lot of people that don't like Bug's Life just because of the just general thing of bugs. But they can go to a Toy Story movie and pretty much get, I don't want to say get the same message out of it because they're all different messages.
Yeah, they're all different.
But you still get that same good feeling.
Yeah, the same gist. Yeah.
And a great thing about it, like you were saying earlier, is how it's kind of catering to our generation, where we had Monsters Inc. come out when we were younger, and then a few years ago Monsters University came out because as we were all going into college, Toy Story 3, same thing. Andy leaves out for college, leaves his toys behind with that little girl, but that was as we were kind of moving off into college and doing better things. And you just see that in pretty much all their movies, and all their movies kind of intertwine with, like, there is a conspiracy that all their movies are intertwined with one another because you see little Easter eggs all through there.
Yeah, they're all connected somehow.
Yeah, I mean, like in Toy Story, you see a Nemo toy. Even in The Incredibles, you see the ball that's in Toy Story. In other movies, you see certain little aspects everywhere.
Yes, well, it's good to watch those those films more than once because you pick up on just little details like, hey, I didn't see that before, now I see it, and it's pretty cool to see. Like, you feel that's where I feel good about, like, oh, I can see all the connections to all the other films, all the other titles in the series and the franchise.
Yeah, for sure.
Let us know in the comments below what y'all are thankful for. Happy Thanksgiving once again.
Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey and or
ham or whatever it is.
Turducken or ham or tofu or whatever you guys do.
Stuffing's where it's at.
Stuffing's always where it's at, and 9 times out of 10 it's vegetarian. So if you guys are into that.
So happy Thanksgiving. Let us know what y'all think, what y'all are thankful for.
Yeah.
What films y'all like to watch when you're having a bad day that you want to feel good about. And, like, comment, subscribe. And once again, we are Slightly Mediocre.
Stick with us for season 2.